need his name up in lights. He just wants to be heard, whether it's the beat or the mic. He feels so unlike everybody else, alone, in spite of the fact that some people still think that they know him. But fuck him, he knows the code. It's not about the salary, it's all about reality and making some noise, making a story, making sure his click stays up. That means when he puts it down, Tox picking it up. Let's go.
Who the hell is he anyway? He never really talks much, never concerned with status, but still leaving him starstruck. Humble through opportunities given despite the fact that many misjudge him cause he makes a living from writing raps. Put it together himself, got a picture connects, never asking for someone's help or to get some respect. He's only focused on what he wrote, his will is beyond reach, and now it all unfolds, the skill of an artist. This is 20% skill, 80% fear, be 100% clear, cause Ryu was ill. Who would've thought he'd be the one that set the West in flames? And I heard him wreck it with the Crystal Method, name of the game. Came back, dropped Megadeth, took him to church. I like Bleach, man. Ryu had the stupidest verse, this dude is the truth. Now everybody giving them guest spots, his stocks through the roof. I heard he fucking with that stock.
10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
They call him Ryu, he's sick and he's spitting fire. And Mike got him out the dryer, he's hot. Found him in Fort Minor with top, but a fucking nihilist porcupine. He's a prick, he's a cockpit type. Women wanna be within rappers, hope he gets shot. 8 years in the making, patiently waiting to blow. Now the record with your notice taking over the globe. He's got a partner in crime, his shit is equally dope. You won't believe the kind of shit that comes out of this kid's throat. He's not your everyday on the block. He knows how to work with what he's got, making his way to the top. He don't think it's a comment on his name. People keep asking him, was it given that birth that doesn't stand for an acronym? No, he's living proof. Let him rock in the booth. He'll get you buzzing quicker than a shot of vodka with juice. Him and his crew are known around as one of the best, dedicated to what they do and give 100%.
Forget Mike, nobody really knows how or why he works so hard. It seems like he's never got time, because he writes every note and he writes every line. And I've seen him at work when that light goes on in his mind. It's like a design is written in his head every time, before he even touches a key or speaks in a rhyme. And those motherfuckers he runs with, the kids that he signed, ridiculous, without even trying. How do they do it? This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name. Fort Minor, M. Shinoda, Styles of Beyond, Ryu, Top Beer, Machine Shop.
Saw the sign in the window for the job. Yeah, I got a high school education, but that's all.
Yes, that's by Phil Collins, actually.
Skills. You want to know if I got some skills? Yeah, I got some skills. This goes out to all my friends. What you gonna be when you grow up? I'm all grown up, still don't know what I might throw up. I rock a tow truck, long as it means that I can get old and post up. I used to be a typical winner, living off the gratuity from delivering your dinner. Cause as a kid, I didn't consider that I would get the opportunity to be a full-time spitter. I love this occupation, I got bosses across the nation. Validation is an understatement, and I don't really know how to take a vacation. My kind don't have any free time, I'm so distracted, but everything's fine. I speak shine and I read signs. Appreciate your opinion, but this dream's mine. It's all love, we're cool, but you don't tell a cowboy what to do. I was the ugly kid that didn't listen, little big man full of ambition, based on imagination, just like you, daydreaming, thinking about the things I might do. I used to paint, draw, and illustrate. Mom would facilitate, and it would feel okay. Seems like yesterday still plays a part. When I grow up, I wanted a job making art. Picture that, how many years old, young enough to mix up love with career goals. But I was just this tall when they told me that the world was mine, but the papers weren't signed. There's no deed, so proceed to go seed up the whole piece like it owes me groceries. Don't breathe until you formally know me. Won't leave, better call authorities. It's all love, we're cool, but you don't tell an astronaut what to do. The turntable stole my heart, burnt the paintbrush, broke it apart. I miss it, I might revisit, but I wasn't that good, I admit it. Maybe you can't tell, but as a kid I wanted to be Melly Mel. And later as a teenager I wanted to be LL. Then I discovered weed and I wanted to be Del. And thank God eventually I found myself. It's funny when I bump into fools I used to go to school with, and they ask what I'm doing. Half of the time I wanna crack a lie, but fuck it, I'm still a wannabe rapper guy. Yeah, I guess that it seems that way. I get to see the world, and it's decent pay. As long as somebody wanna see us play, I wake up every morning and I seize the day. It's all love, we're cool, but you don't tell the president what to do. Like that, y'all. It's like this, y'all. I don't get to call in sick, y'all.
I want to pack push my RPD again. I want this fucking site. Yeah, you can. That's all modes. Pack a punch as many times as you want.
I once knew a nigga whose real name was William. His primary concern was making $1 million, being the illest hustler that the world ever seen. He used to fuck movie stars and sniff coke in his dreams. A corrupted young mind at the age of 13. Nigga never had a father and his mom was a fiend. She put the pipe down, but for every year she was sober. Her son's heart simultaneously grew colder. He started hanging out, selling bags in the projects, checking the young chicks, looking for hit and run prospects. He was fascinated by material objects, but he understood money never bought respect. He built a reputation cause he could hustle and steal, but got locked once and didn't hesitate to squeal. So criminals he chilled with didn't think he was real. You see, me and niggas like this have never been equal. I don't project my insecurities on other people. He fiended for props like addicts with pipes and needles, and so he felt he had to prove to everyone he was evil. A feeble-minded young man with infinite potential, the product of a ghetto-bred capitalistic mental. Coincidentally, dropped out of school to sell weed, dancing with the devil, smoked until his eyes would bleed.
Wait, why don't you get quicker about it?
Trees and gave into his greed. Everyone trying to be trife, never face the consequences. You probably only did a month for minor offenses. Ask a nigga doing life if he had another chance. But then again, there's always the wicked that knew in advance. Dance forever with the devil on a cold cell block. But that's what happens when you rape, murder, and sell rock. Devils used to be gods, angels that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot. So Billy started robbing niggas, anything he could do to get his respect back in the eyes of his crew. Starting fights over little shit up on the block. Stepped up to selling mothers and brothers to crack rock. Working overtime, making money for the crack spot. Hit the jackpot and wanted to move up to cocaine. Fulfilling the Scarface fantasy stuck in his brain. Tired of the block niggas treating him the same. He wanted to be major like the cutthroats and the thugs. But when he tried to step to him, niggas showed him no love. They told him any motherfucking coward can sell drugs. Any bitch nigga with a gun can bust slugs. Any nigga with a red shirt can front like a blood. Even Puffy smoked the motherfucker up in the club. But only a real thug can stab someone till they die. Standing in front of them, staring straight into their eyes. Billy realized that these men were well guarded, and they wanted to test him before business started. Suggested raping a bitch to prove he was cold-hearted. So now he had a choice between going back to his life or making money with made men. Up in the sight, his dreams about cars and ice made him agree a hardcore nigga is all he ever wanted to be. And so he met them Friday night at 2:45. Everyone trying to be trife, never face the consequences. You probably only did a month for minor offenses. Ask a nigga doing life if he had another chance. But then again, there's always the wicked that knew in advance. Dance forever with the devil on a cold cell block. But that's what happens when you rape, murder, and sell rock. Devils used to be God's angels that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot. They drove around the project slow while it was raining, smoking blunts, drinking, and joking for entertainment.
I'm just
Until they
dolphin
saw a
diving
woman
over
on the
it.
street, walking alone, 3 in the morning, coming back from work on her way home. And so they quietly got out the car and followed her. Walking through the projects, the darkness swallowed her. They wrapped her shirt around their head and knocked her onto the floor. This is it, kid. Now you got your chance to be raw.
Oh, no, never
so
mind.
Billy yoked her up and grabbed the chick by the hair and dragged her into a lobby that had nobody there. She struggled hard, but they forced her to go up the stairs. They got to the roof and then held her down on the ground, screaming, "Shut the fuck up and stop moving around." The shirt covered her face, but she screamed and clawed. So Billy stomped on the bitch till he broke in her jaw. Them dirty bastards knew exactly what they were doing. They kicked her until they cracked her ribs and she stopped moving, blood leaking through the cloth. She cried silently, and then they all proceeded to rape her violently. Billy was made to go first, but each of them took a turn, ripping her up and choking her until her throat burned. Her broken jaw mumbled for God, but they weren't concerned. When they were done and she was lying bloody, broken, and bruised, one of them niggas pulled out a brand new 22. They told him that she was a witness for what she'd gone through, and if he killed her, he was guaranteed a spot in the crew. He thought about it for a minute. She was practically dead, and so he leaned over and put the gun right to her
I want to
head.
see if maybe I can get enough points to pack a punch before we start again.
I'm falling and I can't turn back. I'm falling and I can't turn back.
Right before he pulled the trigger and ended her life, he thought about the cocaine with the platinum and ice, and he felt strong standing along with his new brothers. Cocked the gat to her head and pulled back the shirt cover, but what he saw made him start to cringe and stutter, cause he was staring into the eyes of his own mother. She looked back at him and cried cause he had forsaken her. She cried more painfully, and when they were raping her, his whole world stopped. He couldn't even contemplate. His corruption had successfully changed his fate, and he remembered how his mom used to come home late, working hard for nothing, cause now what was he worth? He turned away from the woman that had once given him birth, and crying out to the sky cause he was lonely and scared, but only the devil responded cause God wasn't there. And right then he knew what it was to be empty and cold, and so he jumped off the roof and died with no soul. They say death takes you to a better place, but I doubt it. After that they killed his mother and never spoke about it. And listen, cause the story that I'm telling is true, cause I was there with Billy Jacobs and I raped his mom too. And now the devil follows me everywhere that I go. In fact, I'm sure he's standing among one of you at my shows. In every street cipher listening to Little Thug's flow. He could be standing right next to you and you wouldn't know. The devil grows inside the hearts of the selfish and wicked. White, brown, yellow, and black color is not restricted. You have a self-destructive destiny when you're inflicted, and you'll be one of God's children that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot. So when the devil wants to dance with you, you better say never, because a dance with the devil might last you forever.
Oh, you can kill him. That's why I wanna fuck you. What? Wasn't it? Fuck, dude.
Alright. You motherfuckers thought it was over, huh? But it's not. You didn't count on a fallen angel getting back into the grace of God and coming after you.
I'm going
Y'all niggas ain't shit. Your producers ain't shit. Your fucking A&R ain't shit. I'll fucking wipe my ass with your demo deal. Yo, Diabolic, take this motherfucker's head off.
God damn it, Cody.
Go ahead and grip blocks. I'll snap your trigger finger in 6 spots. You'll have to lip lock with hypodermic needles to lick shots. I watch you topple flat. Put away your writtens and holler back. Can't freestyle, you're screwed off the top like bottle caps. Beneath the surface, I'm overheating your receiver circuits by unleashing deeper verses than Greek-speaking churches. What you preach is worthless. Your worship defeat the purpose, like President Bush taking bullets for the Secret Service. Beyond what y'all fathom, I shit on cats and jaw tap them. Show no compassion like having a straight face orgasm. Tour jack him, have his half a 10 bitch suck my friend's dick. In the meantime, you could French kiss this clenched fist. Diabolic.
I can't, it won't let me.
Spreading cancer plague. Fist fucking a pussy's face, holding a hand grenade. So if I catch you bluffing, faggot, you're less than nothing. I just had to get that stress off my chest like breast.